Okay, hi guys. Welcome back to this new episode of the Media and Content Business Podcast. And this week I have with me Sidharth. Sidharth is the founder of Swasthya Plus, and it's a health content platform where he's basically creating a lot of content to address the health, needs, and probably to help in the information spread of health related information to the masses in the country. First of all, thanks a lot, Siddharth, for coming down here and agreeing to speak to me on this.
Thank you, Jugal, for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. I mean, we've had conversations before about
Right.
media and the content business. It's something both of us are passionate about, and love to explore this again with you.
Right, great, great. So, Siddharth, right away, getting into, would you like to tell the audience what is it that Swasthya Plus is all about? What you've been doing so far?
Right. So, Swasthya Plus, like you mentioned, is a health media network. What we do is we create video content in about 14 languages, catering to the South Asian region right now.
Right,
If you look at why do we do this and the problem statement, so basically we started before the pandemic
right,
with the thesis that there isn't a lot of attention that's being given to health journalism, which is also the fact today. Though we did see this change a lot during the pandemic, where health was often the number one subject. But as the
right,
pandemic sort of fades away into the background, we still see that health takes a backseat almost every single time, right?
right,
So, especially if you look at if you take a couple of steps back and look at the entire content landscape, a lot has changed since the entry of Geo. We've seen a content explosion, we've seen a content consumption explosion, we've seen lots of new platforms, we've seen lots of audio only platforms built specifically Bharat, from OTTs to audio to video to short
right,
videos, with TikTok going out, etc. So I think in the last 5 years, the entire scenario has been changing every year, right? This
right,
has been happening every single year for the platforms, for users, for the content creators, etc. But
right,
what has happened is that if you look at the broad digital divide, you can give someone a device, you can even give them an internet connection, which is what happened with Geo, a phone with the Chinese players coming in, and etc.
right.
But if they don't have content and services in a language that they can understand and are comfortable with, the loop isn't really closed, right?
All right.
So
Makes sense.
you are, let's say, sitting in rural Odisha, you have a smartphone, you have the internet connection, you have the entire world, hypothetically, you have the entire internet to you. But it feels like the internet isn't really built for you because you don't have information in your own languages that can talk to you directly, right?
Right. And I
That's
think, did you see this
Mhm.
problem particularly in the health space? That's what motivated you out here to kickstart health related content per se?
Right. Thank you for that question again. So, if you look at again the broader landscape, the kind of content that people think works, or the kind of content that seems to also be going out, a lot is either clickbait. It's, let's say, content in areas such as lifestyle, sports, etc. That are often
Right.
also seen by media organizations as subjects that people care a lot about and want to see a lot of content about.
Right.
What I really did was to go back to the building blocks and say, okay, why does the media exist, right? If we exist to help people improve their lives, which is sort of the view that I take here,
All
then
right.
what are the fundamental ways in which we can help people improve their lives?
Okay.
So initially we had a plan basically to do something around health. So because that sort of is the highest impact vector that I can think of, right?
Okay.
You need to be alive first, you need to be healthy first before you think about, let's say, money. So we
Right.
thought, okay, can we do something to help people know how to manage their money, grow their money, save money, etc. Then something around also professional growth, right? Can they earn more money? So these are, I think, two, three areas that we thought where there wasn't a lot of work happening, plus there was also a lot of work needed,
Okay.
especially for people who are not the top 1% or 5% of India, right?
All right.
So that was a broad thesis. And then the pandemic happened, and as a small startup, we realized we were spreading ourselves too thin. And
Okay.
if we had to choose one, the choice was very clear
All right.
when we were in the middle of the pandemic to focus just on health.
All right. So you started with, you mentioned you started with two, three content genres, but then you narrowed down onto
Mhm.
health is where you wanted to focus on, right?